とある村に角を生やした大男が現れました。村人は力持ちの大男をまれびとと呼び崇めました。しかし次第に恐れられ、ひどい目に遭ってからは人々を襲い始め、ついには鬼と呼ばれました。そこである若者が鬼に立ち向かいます。若者は黄金色の石をたくさん集め、キラキラと光り輝く不思議な刀を手に入れました。そして誰も倒せなかった鬼をその刀で切りました。鬼を殺した若者はその刀を残し、強く生きるのです。強く。
おお、もうかように大きくなったか。
はい。どのような子が生まれてくるのやら。この未来は限りなく広がっておりますれば。
Alright. I am back, I guess. Okay. Okay, it is time for the pure Odachi run. Let's go. Just like in the other ones, I will only be attacking with the Odachi, doing damage with the Odachi. And yeah, not allowing the usage of magic ninjutsu, yokai shift, or yokai abilities. Where's the Odachi? Today I have like 4.5 hours before I have to do other things. So I'll try to not take too long. Depends on the weapon itself as well, but yeah. Thought I could get one more in, but I couldn't. Fuck off. Ah, that's what I mean, it's been over a week already, so I guess it makes sense to be a bit rusty. have done that a bit earlier. Tummons definitely. No, not even. Yo, what is that problem? The beat stick. Very sharp beat stick. It's going. How are you? How are you doing? I was planning on streaming like these days before, but I don't know. I just got distracted with other things. Been busy. Busy being lazy, I guess. I don't know. I even forgot about uploading like the dual source run. Like I remember the other day, and I still didn't do it, so I just waited an extra day. Anyways. I mean, to be fair, it was the Monaco Grand Prix and also the Indy 500, so... Especially Indy 500. I don't know, do you follow anything about Motorsport, World War? Also, did you finish the new event for HSR? I max scored it with trial characters because I like doing that for some reason. I'm thinking about maybe streaming ZZZ again when the 2.0 comes out. I don't know. For the most part, I just like all the gacha stuff. I just playing off a stream. I mean, first-person POV and stuff. You mean like you driving, or what? Let's see. I'm just gonna go with that. No, I see. Have you tried watching F1 or IndyCar or some other motorsport? We have to parkour. Speaking of parkour, actually, there's like I don't know if I've talked about this before. Maybe I have, but probably I didn't. Like, there's a group of people from the UK that do parkour for a long time. That they're making like a... Well, they have hired people to make like a parkour game, and obviously they are very much involved in the process as well. I'm guessing you know the one if you know anything about parkour. Horror. I might play it at some point. I don't know. It's like for the most part, I just kind of just like watching parkour stuff. And you know, I used to do a little bit of parkour. If you can even call that doing parkour, because you know, it was super amateur things. But oh great! You have a target to destroy, Robot. I'm counting on you. How to skip picking up rate? What do you mean exactly? You can't really fully auto it? Bro. You just don't want to play the game. Do you see the target to destroy, by the way, Rollor? Because it's still there. Because maybe I only... Ah, there we go. Thank you. Oh, wow. That was pretty good. I don't know, like the main thing about the new event is like I like it. Honestly, it's one of the most fun things to do, in my opinion, in the game. Second only to maybe like the Pokemon event, that I wish they would do a second part of that as well. But it is very long. Try like 10 years ago. Like F1 or IndyCar or both? What am I doing? Yeah, like I like it, but in general, like if you want to do everything proper, like if you go with the trial characters. Yeah, I see. I recommend maybe checking out IndyCar. Like F1, if you're not like a fan of like one of the drivers, it's not as good. Obviously, if you're a fan of like one of the drivers or more, then better, right? But yeah. In terms of pure racing, IndyCar is just better. Just because there's actual equality going on for the most part. Because they have literally the same cars. Unless they're cheating, of course. But yeah, like it's cool, the new event, but it just takes like half an hour plus to do the whole thing if you want to go at it properly. Or half an hour for a full run. If you want to max score it. And yeah, no, like I feel like I may try to do that with I might try to do the ZZZ stream, you know, for 2.0. But I'm not sure if I want to like just actually just stream like gacha shenanigans at any point. I don't know. How will anyone know you have a modded motor? Because that's like basically probably the easiest part to check if you just take out the pieces. Like, yeah. They have their ways to do things, check things. I don't think you will be able to. I don't know, I don't have the cheater mentality, so I don't know. The thing is, like, they're talking now about having like a totally independent group to check all of these things, because you know lately there's been quite a bit of irregularities going on. Like 3 people were dropped to the back of the brigade after the race. One of them was second place, and before that on the quali, they literally disqualified for the second part of the quali. Two cars, so. It's funny because one of the drivers, it's weird, like, so Penske, like, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna say it anyways, because who cares? Penske was the owner of the dual wheeling cars squad. What are you talking about? Anyways, oh, come on. That's so annoying. That's so annoying, man. So it was the owner of the Indianapolis, right? Of the Indy 500 and whatnot. And the two of the 3 cars that they have were disqualified because of the irregularities with the like basically the modified when they couldn't the attenuator. Just like a part in the back of the car that is made for security, or when they crash backwards or against the wall. So they modified that, and it was not allowed, of course. So they got penalized for that. And the other car did not get penalized because they crashed earlier in the day and didn't even participate. And then fast forward 1 week afterwards with the race, because the Indy 500 is a 2-week kind of event. And the car that was not penalized, and you know, just started, I think it was 10th because he qualified on the fast 12, but then didn't do anything, so you know, just by default with the other 2 disqualifications, it was put on the 12th position, on the 10th position. Before the race even started, you know, when they were warming up the tires and everything, turns out he crashed. Like for some reason he lost control, right? And he crashed. The funny thing is that even though there were 33 cars in theory starting the race, he did not start it. Okay. Then you know there's some crashes going on and whatnot, right? But he would still be 33rd, right? Technically, yes, he was on the starting grid. Well, after the disqualifications, turns out that without racing, he passed 3 cars. You know, he didn't race a single mile from the 500 miles, and even then, he was able to finish 30th, ahead of people who finished 2nd, 6th, I think it was 12th overall. Anyways, car shenanigans. Can you? Like, I swear sometimes I press the dodge button and it doesn't do anything. That's annoying. Mario Kart 6 glitch? Which one is that? What are you doing? I don't know if I switched properly or not because of the shenanigans. Let me see if I did that properly. Yeah, I did. Nice, cool. So I don't know if the Odachi is gonna be on the good side or on the not so good side, because you know we do have the damage, but certain other things like key damage, especially red key damage, is not really there, so we'll see what happens. Would you happen to know what's the best move for red key damage on the Odachi? There's a glitch where you stay at the starting point and it counts as you go in full speed, so you end up getting laps by going AFK. Yeah, no, not exactly that glitch, but interesting. 'High stance strong attack after the mid stance light attack. Okay. So that's like the best one for red key damage. Got it. Okay, yeah, that's the one that I like doing. The one from heavy to high stance light. That's the one that I like doing the most. I feel like it just combos really nice with Twin Moons. I don't know if that's the one that you refer to instead of like Moonlit. Twin Moons. Yeah. Yeah, it's more like a combo one. Yeah. Thank you. By the way, I don't know why, but like I know it's not anything like weird, but well, this I don't think it is anything weird. But lately, I've had to, like, every time that I eat, I have to basically blow my nose, pretty much. I used to only need that like every now and then, especially when eating spicy food. But lately it's just every time. fucking stupid ass. Shit. The moments when they are just blocking, like, I was like, okay, guess I'll do something then, and you know, hope that they don't do anything at the same time. So dumb. Let's see if we get like a new Odachi. I think that was a stronger, but let me check just in case. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna sleep. And yeah, I remember that that one. It's pretty good. There's also like the crashing waves, right? And yeah, like the fuck off, man, Odachi bitch. The Odachi has like the crashing waves as well. It's also pretty useful against humans, sometimes against Yokai. Yep. Indeed. Oh wait, I think you could. You can bolt in board the awaken attack of Tadremoke, right? Yo, what is up, Joy? How you doing? How is your Tesla? How are the stocks? Like, how much has Elon Musk ruined the Tesla mark? Yo, X Machine, welcome. The boys are assembling. my my chair back looks like a giant cell phone. Damn. Honestly, this is the best chair that I've had in ever. Honestly, it's like resilient, comfy. Not a fucking scam like the fucking gaming chairs. Owning Tesla stock is not for scary cats. It's not on the Bolting Board list? Oh, damn. I thought it was. What about Magarena Otaka? Yeah, gaming chairs are a scam, honestly. Actually, fun fact. Driverless robotaxis start next month in select cities. Damn. Select cities. Also not on the list. Let me know when there's like a non-human on the list. World War. Like in terms of bosses especially. I need to, yeah, should probably do this. Or rather, tell me which one is the first one on the list, I guess. Yes, yes, I know. That's exactly why I said that. Like, I said that to... Okay, so only Otakemaru I can parry, damn. Is it... which ones, by the way? Can you parry, like, the brute version? I haven't checked the parries in forever. Oh, really? Best intro song, by the way, in a video game in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh man. This should probably just forget about the Voldemort in general, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be worthwhile. Because with humans it's gonna be better to use crashing waves anyways. That's pretty bad. Such a fun boss to fight. Do you like Odachi? I think it's pretty alright. I think it could have been a bit better, the way it works. And I get the feeling that they kind of fixed some of the... how you say it? They kind of fixed a bit of the concept or mechanics of the Odachi when they did the switch glaive. Like, I think the way they implemented stance changing stuff, you know, attacks, is better in the switch glaive. I think it is a pretty alright weapon. I like it more than the spear, for example. Yeah, they could have done like more beefy stuff, I guess. It's up almost 5% today. You're welcome. What is my what's it? I forgot the term for it. What is my commission rate? Probably because I talked about it. Yeah. Part of your income or your gains in the stock are thanks to me, of course. And you're not even sapped, insane. Jumping ground pound attack should be in a charge attack, for example. I went to the left side. Here's your cut of the Tesla gains. Thank you for the Prime sub, Tesla. I mean, Joy. Appreciate it. Thinking about reworking some stuff on the stream, but I don't know, I've been too lazy to do all of those things. It's too lazy. Don't tell me. Okay, thank you. It's funny because the Tesla gains come from Amazon in this case. You know, because of the Prime sub. By the way, don't forget, if you do have a Prime sub available, make sure to use it here so you get the best emotes on Twitch. If you don't think so, it's okay. Not everyone has a good taste. Like me, Ralavar, or Joy. Oh, fuck, I forgot. Keep forgetting about that. Make sure you spend the money and get them for maximum irony. Oh wow, I thought I was fine. Guess I wasn't. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Even though I've played this game for so long, don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, so about since you talked about like veterinarians and whatnot, of course it's not gonna come down anytime soon. I mean, there will still be stores, unless you mean like you know, more global things instead of specialized stuff, I guess. So yeah, what was I gonna say? Die. That's why I was done. I mean, there's. I thought you were talking about like the food and the toys and whatnot for the pet. Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Okay, that's better. So I was gonna say, you're doing a meme. Yeah, but here we turn meme talk into serious talk. That's how we roll. No, that's how I roll at least. I was gonna say, you know, speaking about veterinaries, hospitals and whatnot, it's like, it's funny because advances in medicine, okay, this come from this part of the, you know, let's start with this premise, okay? So advances in medicine mean that more people with genetic defects are able to survive, and therefore more and more people in the now and in the future are able to reproduce those genes, right? So that those genes are gonna survive, and you're gonna keep going, right? So from this premise, it's like, okay, because of that, our those stands, no. Man, that's annoying. I guess I'll get this first, but I don't know. So because of that, also I need to put back the music because I ran out of like I just found one of those musics that cannot be played for some random reason. So yeah, because of that, the quality of the gene pool in humans globally is decreasing, right? So you take that premise and it's like, oh damn, like we're just getting weaker. But there's one solution for that, which is, it's kind of ironic. It's like, that's because of the advances of medicine, right? Like the gene pool is getting weaker. But then at the same time, if we advance more with the genetics and medicine and whatnot, you know, together, especially genetics, then it's gonna flip around, and we're gonna be able to edit genes more precisely than we are editing now. Okay, that was weird. And so with that, we would, artificially speaking, fix our genetic pool. Now that also comes with ethic discussions, you know, like ethic problems. Okay. So I think I shared it on Discord. If you're not in my Discord, I don't know what you're doing. SMH. But there's basically like a separation of like what kind of genetic additions, you know, genetic additions we are talking about. So there's several ones, right? The main two ones, you know, and then further on we can divide them into four. But yeah, like the main two ones are regarding whether it is somatic cells or if they are gonna affect your descendants as well, right? So it's either for you only, genetically you're only changing yourself, but it's not gonna have an impact on your descendants. Also, was that like slower than usual, or am I just faster than usual? I don't know. So I'll read you guys in a moment, because otherwise I'm gonna get distracted from the conversation that from the monologue that I'm saying right now. So yeah, like there's like the separation between like affecting only yourself or affecting also your descendants, right? And then you have like the ones that are gonna be okay. You have like the Huntington's, for example. Yeah, you know, we can edit this gene that is gonna make you have Huntington's disease. And you know, you put like a normal one, right, instead. There's another one that is like prevention, which is, you know, making you immune or resistant to certain disease, or maybe just lowering your chances to get cancer or Alzheimer's or something like that, right? Or Parkinson's, whatever. It depends on how things work. I'm not sure how those ones like are affected by one gene, multiple genes, or just chances. And then from there, afterwards, it's like about performance, right? Like you can either enhance your performance in terms of like be smarter, be more, you know, have more endurance, enhance your muscle generation, all that stuff, right? Like imagine if you're just beating up, right? So that's when the biggest conundrum ethically is there, right? So you can edit your genes, be it with you or with yourself only, or with your descendants as well, you know? And I feel like in that case, what I would say it is more likely to happen is that quote-unquote superhuman editing, you know, like a superhuman enhancing editing enhancements and whatnot, are not gonna be allowed whatsoever, unless it's gonna be like superhuman sports or whatever. But in terms of enhancements, it probably only be somatic cells, like only affecting yourself and not your descendants in any way, which is gonna be allowed in the future. And then the rest are gonna be probably just adapted so everyone is like healthy, as healthy as possible. Anyways, I'll read you guys in a moment. Just give me 1 second so I go through this. Okay. Did I get all that? Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. Thought it was a solid investment advice. When you set up your 401k, you told the investor you want companies that help old people live longer. Nobody will spend their last dollars to live another year. Cyber future, control epigenetics. Okay. Our brain continues to grow as our physical abilities diminish, unless you're an athlete. I mean, if we're talking about, okay, I'll keep this in check for a moment. Let me know later if I seem to forget about it. But yeah, like just this, what you said about the brain, I'll comment on that in a moment. I'll first check the rest though. So obvious that this conversation is heading towards cat girls. Actually, maybe. I was gonna talk about it, but I realized that I was talking for too long, so I wanted to reach out before it was too late. Oh, fuck off. This is such a bad RNG. Why? Why am I not... Oh, I swear. Scientists are so close to creating catgirls though. I don't know what is your source. As far as I know, they're not that close. Because I don't think there's much research done towards that. I mean, there's like chimera shenanigans going on, but most news that I've seen about it, it's either like on non-humans or just scientists being mad and, you know, doing illegal things. In conclusion, genetically enhanced cat girls are a benefit for humanity and the logical direction to pursue. I mean, that is true. Thank you for attending to this TikTok. Fuck, I almost... Man, it's... Dude, this is what happens when I start to monologue for too long. I have to catch up with chat. Would solve the age-old question of are human lives worth more than a bird's life? You can have your cake and eat it too. Damn, insane. Appreciate you finishing your actual smart monologue before reading our dumb shit in chat. Yeah, thank you. You Dantex, thank you for the follow. YouTube started recommending me your videos like 4 days ago, and I've been watching most of your videos today. Crazy to catch your stream. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Welcome, welcome. Sorry I took so long to read your message, but I was monologuing. Sorry. Actually, maybe lol times 192. What? Cat girls, not girl cats, not two totally different things. I mean, that's what I specified. You know, animal experiments and whatnot. We're seeing another meme that Elon Musk tweeted that they are working on robot cat girls. It's true. This is the Axel Sango. You may have seen him perform his Neo speedruns, yeah. Indeed. It is me. The guy. Okay, so... What I was saying, the brain. Okay, so the two topics. Two topics that I've left to discuss about this. One is the topic of the brain and the body, you know, and how they grow in comparison, or they whittle down, I guess it would be like the right term in comparison. So, and the other one was like the cat girls and whatnot. We'll talk about that as well. I guess it would be like more performing or enhancing, but you know. So, regarding the brain, the main thing about give me 1 second. I have to not forget about this. So the main thing about the brain and the big limitation, you could say, it has, is that you have like a limited capacity, right? So you will unknowingly, because you literally cannot remember what you forgot, but unknowingly you will forget things, right? Just because of your limited capacity and the brain, just like everyone else, right? That is, unless, of course, you do like Vegapunk in One Piece, and your brain continues to grow and grow and grow. But obviously that is not very aesthetically pleasing or practical. So yeah, that's the main limitation of the brain. It would be that. Also that with age you are more and more likely to develop Alzheimer's and whatnot, right? Where that is strictly related to the limitation of the brain that it has initially. I cannot tell because I have not explored that. I have not investigated that. So yeah, there's that, right? Then about the body, of course, you can So, okay. So the body limitations are mainly due to how aging works in humans, right? Or in general, how aging. Like when you have like a species that doesn't age, why does it not age? Okay, so there's like I would say two main paths on how like an animal or a living being doesn't age in terms of like it starts to get diminishing returns, from getting older, right? One is that they never stop growing, right? Like what happens with lobsters, as far as I know. Why there are no immortal lobsters? Why do they end up dying? Because at some point they become so big that they are too prone to being attacked and killed, right? So that's the main reason why. The other approach is the never-ending cycle of like death and rebirth, just like with the jellyfish. I forgot the name of the jellyfish, but there's one that basically just goes in a perpetual cycle of death and rebirth, so to speak, right? Like it just doesn't really die; it just goes back to the first stage of their life, right? So they turn into these polyps, and then they go back to they grow back into the jellyfish, right? Now I'll read chat because otherwise I'm gonna fail catching up with it later. But I'll continue in a moment. You can write down things that are you're trying to remember, then check back against your list. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can do that. Yeah, for sure. There's actually a manhwa called what's it called? The Suicide Hunter, SSS rank Suicide Hunter, something like that. I see. Well, it's just basically because it's unsustainable to grow so much all the time. Same idea, kind of different exact result, but same idea. So yeah, in that manhwa, there's one character that just basically his power comes from forgetting things. Like he throws away memories and he powers up, but he notes down basically everything. So he knows what he has forgotten and whatnot. This time it was kind of difficult to understand because my English isn't good. And I hear you speak in Spanish and I was like, ¿Este es de mi tribu? Sí. Si quieres hablar en español no pasa nada. En plan, yo voy cambiando entre español e inglés dependiendo de la gente que hable en el chat. Read the book and see how much you remember when you read it again. I'm rereading books you read over 10 years ago and sad how much you don't remember. It's sad how much you don't remember, yeah. Human brain will continue to optimize as it evolves over time. Yeah, but remember what I was talking about with the genetic pool? Like, we can artificially evolve by, editing the genes artificially, right? But right now, our genetic pool is not big enough to allow for a lot of evolution to happen. Like we're kind of stagnant. Obviously, evolution is also subject to mutations. But yeah, let's just say that we're not in a good spot when it comes to evolving naturally due to our genetic pool being more limited than it should have because of what happened in the past. Almost being down to like a reduced number. I don't know if it was like 10,000 people or something like that. And, that reduced our genetic pool quite a bit. I don't know. I don't remember the exact numbers. But yeah, we could just artificially fix that. You know that there are dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park book? You totally did forget. I totally forgot. What? What are you talking about, Tesla? Our ancestors can remember that many things, for example. You would not be surprised if the skills that our phones can perform will atrophy in the brain. Well, I mean, our brains are already like conditioned to having like our phones around. Like, there's a lot of ADHD developing just because of that, because we made the brain have this like direct stimulus with, you know, with social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. So because of that, there's a lot of more ADHD. I've noticed it myself. You can remove the H in my case, but I do notice that lately, like it's harder for me to keep attention on one thing. I'm constantly like trying to multitask like everything, just, you know, because I don't want to waste time. So, you know, it's also like another condition, right? I mean, I'm used to like doing multitasking with certain things. Honestly, it's not really multitasking, it's more like efficient task switching. But you know what I mean. Our neural networks will become more efficient. Yes, exactly. Yes, that is what I was saying earlier, Tesla, about like the lobsters. Like they get so big and slow that predators just kill them easy. Yes, of course. Like, evolution is all about adapting, you know. The ones who adapt best and, you know, have descendants, then are able to pass their genes to the next generation, right? That's how it goes. Oh, fucking Gakis, I swear. This boss did not need Gakis to be summoned. Is it another big MC? McDonald's, really the best form to attack. What? Evolving much faster than ever before? I would argue the opposite, actually. I would argue the opposite. Because... Okay, let's keep this promise into mind, okay? This premise into mind. Evolution is strongest when there's isolation and a big how do I say it? A big selection? No, how is it called? What is the term? But are you talking genetically? Because I don't think we're that different genetically. Our environment has changed that much, and we have like we are into a different kind of environment compared to before, right? But that is not natural selection or selection in general. Like our gene pools are not getting like specialized. I mean, there's also, I guess, the worst things, you know. Fuck, that's bad. Man, 27 HP. Yeah, but what I was saying is that you need so in order to have like a faster evolution process, you know, like a natural selection process, you need two main things. One is a bottleneck, so to speak, like something that it's gonna have like a selection, like a big impact on the on you know, who survives, who passes down their genes and all that stuff. That's one, okay. And then the other one is like an isolation, because if right now we have a lot of interconnection, right? Like you have like a so this ties a little bit to what I was talking about earlier with the genetic pool, right? Like the bigger your genetic pool, the better you are at adapting to different changes, right? So if there's like a big what is it called? Like, it's not selector, it's not bottleneck, it's just something else. I don't remember. The big filter, you know, it's something that is called something that they normally talk about when they talk about like why there are no aliens, you know, why we haven't seen them, you know, the Fermi paradox. But yeah, what I was saying, if you don't have that that filter, then there's not gonna be a specialization, there's not gonna be an evolution towards one path. It's gonna be more like a, you know, just recombination of everything, which of course if you have like a good gene pool, you know, genetic pool, then that is good for more variation, you know, more possibilities to survive at the end, you know, if there's like a big filter. Now, if you're not if you're isolated, then you can say, okay, so we have this thing right here. That you know, this genetic trait that is gonna be more and more specialized, you know. You know what I mean? like you're gonna reinforce the survivors on that place, you know, on that isolated place, are gonna be more catered towards, you know, more likely to pass down their genes, you know, and you know, make their descendants be more akin to surviving to that environment. Yes, exactly. So right now, the environment that we have, in common with everyone else, is all about, you know, technology, the medicine advancements. But obviously, like depending on where you go, it's gonna be more or less of one thing or the other, right? So there are some specializations going on, you know, like, for example, people from first world countries, so to speak, don't usually go to third world countries, and but the same cannot be said otherwise, you know, like in reverse. So there is a specialization going on with the third world countries, right? But in almost no case are first world countries inhabitants involved, right? So you could say that yes, evolution is taking some traits from first world countries, I mean, no, third world countries, and you know, introducing them in the first world countries, right? And then also there's more specialized things like, you know, sports and, you know, certain other traits in regarding, you know, different tasks, you know, specialized tasks. So you could say there's a lot of specialization going on. So I guess the big filter right here is, and the big what is it called? Environment change is how those connections work. You know, those connections work. And in a sense, how artificially what is it? Crashing waves here. Okay, I'll do that later. How artificially separated or intertwined they are, right? Because, you know, let's just say you're an individual, okay, and you're interested in a particular topic or a particular strand of things, right? And so normally you would just select a specific kind of mate that caters to you in those specific scenarios, right? So in that case, there is a selection going on, just like it was before. But now technically you could, your pool of selection has widened way more than it was before. So before, like, that selection, you know, like 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, was not really there nearly as much, you know. So you could say that the biggest advantage when it comes to having a better evolution, or, you know, like enabling a better or a more efficient evolution path would be that yes, because of the interconnection and like you could say selection of specimens is more has relaxed and also allowed the different specimens to select more accurately, then yeah, you could say that in that sense there's a specialization going on, therefore evolution. But traditionally speaking, that was not the case before. That was not how the evolution worked. People live in nothing but luxury in the next few millennia. Then the species will evolve to best fit into that role. Yes and no, Rollobar. The thing is, right now, as like I said what I just said, okay, but then there's like a counter argument right now that as medicine and genetics evolve, we are not having that selection anymore, or that selection doesn't really matter as much anymore, or it will not matter anymore very soon. Why? Because then we would have genetic editing, so instead of having like a child that would be like a natural mix between you and your partner, or not necessarily partner, because it can also work other ways, but since that is a thing, then you would just get the one that you like, I guess, in certain aspects at least. Depends on where they put the brakes when it comes to editing. I got too distracted. You mean the difference between an Amur and Bengal tiger, for example, a species as a whole? Like how there are more athletic people, chubby, etc., but overall humans are mostly the same with the same characteristics. Yeah, in some spectrum, yes, of course. Keep hearing about genes, even out of college. You don't like talking about genes? I like, honestly, like genetics is one of my favorite topics. It's not. I mean, evolution is about. Okay, so evolution is just a consequence of the genetic traits that get passed onto the next, yo Pancor, welcome, to the next generation, right? So traditionally speaking, if you're not fit for that environment, you will not pass down those genes. So therefore, yes, it would be like that. But that doesn't mean that all the traits that are passed down are actually beneficial. It's just that in your environment, you have been able to survive for long enough to pass down your genes, right? That's basically the main idea. So it is survival of the fittest to a certain degree, but not like period. If you just have managed to survive, even while not being the fittest, then that's another topic. But it is something that you don't have to be the fittest. You just have to be fit enough. You have to survive well enough. Yes, exactly. It's just by being good enough. Yeah. It's just that if you're fitter to survive than others, then you're more likely to influence the next generation with your genes. Oh, how the fuck did it hit me? Think about crocodiles, for example. Yeah, they have been around for a long time, and not longer than sharks, though. Sharks are older, and you know, obviously I could say so are jellyfish even older, but you know, it's kind of obvious and very different. Yes. Yes, of course. Like, I mean, it is easier to refer to physical traits when talking about genetic evolution. Man. But yes, of course. Like behavioral, like brain, how the brain is structured, and all that stuff. Yes, of course. But anyways, everything that I was saying here, I have not actually talked about what I wanted to say. So the main reason why we age, you know, like we talked about, like how the jellyfish like do a life cycle, you know, on their own, you know, certain species of jellyfish, and then you know the lobsters just keep growing, right? Okay, so technically they are both. Why it never works when I need it to work? Why it never works when I need it to work? Like when I don't need to work, when I don't need this shit to work, it works perfectly. And when I need it to work, it doesn't work at all. Fucking piece of shit. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's in a sense they are not in a sense they are technically immortal. Okay, so unless they kill them, they don't die. They don't die from old age, all that stuff, right? So that is something that I've talked about in the past in this in the stream. But it really is something that humans can get as well, you know, like by gene editing. And the biggest way of doing it that we have found so far is with regarding the telomerase, right? So telomerase is I might be quoting it here wrong. I'll just keep it a bit more vague because I might just say things that are not completely accurate, so I prefer to not say that. Okay, so basically, the telomeres, okay? The telomeres are basically the structural DNA that we have, right? And every time that a cell divides, you know, even if you have a lot of telomeres, the quantity of the structural DNA, you know, those telomeres, decreases, and that has been tied to aging. So the less telomeres there are, the more likely it is for the cell to be old, you know, to have like a mutation or, you know, some genetic error. So by using telomerase, which has been like right now the main thing, the main way to do this, people have been able to in experiments reverse that aging, you know, so like basically rejuvenate the cells because you know, they no longer, their telomeres are no longer shrinking, you know, they keep growing, you know, or no, they go back to how they would be if they were young, right? Fuck off. So that's one way to prevent this aging shenanigans, you know. They're saying that in the future, not too long from now, we will have that going on. And then we will be discussing about like whether that would be like cheap, free for everyone, or you know, the usual, yeah, only the rich people can afford it. We will see how that stands. But yeah, that would be like one thing to be aware of in the future. Okay, I'll read you guys in a moment. Cannot see anything. Thank you, video game. Kinda, in a sense. Luxury is always kinda like subjective. Like what is luxury for some people is relative to their actual wealth. You know, if you're more wealthy, then the luxury is different for you, right? For people who have like basically nothing, like just having a roof on over their head and food, that's luxury, right? But for people who already have that, then luxury is just having things that you don't need because you just want them. For me, that is my case. Like luxury is anything that you just get without, you know, and you don't really need it. It's like kind of superfluous, especially. So like getting a Rolex, shit like that is luxury, obviously. Wanting more than you need means you're living in luxury. In a sense, I think, like, the thing is, one thing is what you need to survive, and another thing is when you need to be happy. Like, for example, let me put it this way. When we're talking about games, it's like, oh damn, I want to get this game, right? You could argue that that is a luxury. But what if, like, gaming is your main source of happiness, you know? Is that a luxury? I wouldn't classify it as that. Like, for example, to me, playing tennis is not a luxury because it is one of the main things that I enjoy doing. You know, like, you have to keep in mind that it's not all about just sustaining your body, it's also sustaining your mood, you know, your will to do things. You know, to not enter, like, depression is just as dangerous, or it can be just as dangerous as, you know, living in precarious situations when it comes to survival, right? So, in my opinion, just worrying about your happiness is not luxury. I think what it's actually luxury is anything that is like you don't get it because you're happy with it, but because you know, for example, the Rolex thing, you know, like because it is snazzy, or because whatever, you know, like for factors that are not crucial to your either well-being or mood or anything like that. Like, if you go, okay, let me put it this way: if you go on a spa trip, you know, you travel and you go to a spa, because you feel like you are very stressed and you need it. I don't think that is luxury in that case. But if you, without being stressed, you just feel like it, just keep going to the spa because you feel like it's cool, I feel like that's a luxury. If you go to the okay, let me put it this way as well. If you go to the hospital to receive a treatment that you need in order to improve your health or to survive, that is not luxury. But if you go to a hospital in order to get a surgery that is just gonna make you look a little bit better, or maybe look a little bit better, because honestly I've seen some concerning things about it, then that is a luxury, or maybe like if we're talking about gene editing, for example, if you're worried about your genes and like you can just in the future you can just say, okay, can you check these genes, I want to not get cancer in the future, or I want to be healthier, just because I'm worried about my health. That is not a luxury. But when the moment is like, oh yeah, I just want to be stronger than that guy, or I want to be faster, or whatever, like I want to be smarter, and you edit your genes, that in that case that would be like a luxury. You know what I'm getting at right now? Yeah, like I said, like the thing is, if you need to survive, it is not a luxury. But I would actually add to that if you need it to feel like you are happy overall with that, then that is also not a luxury to me. I think anything that is just gonna that just makes you be happy in general is not a luxury, unless it is very superfluous happiness. Like this, like you could say, oh yeah, like having these Rolex makes me happy. No, like that's not really the case. That's not what I'm talking about, right? Because it's like the reason why in that case you would be happy, as far as I understand it, is because people would treat you differently, or you think people would treat you differently, therefore you would be happy because of that. That is not like looking for happiness. So yeah, that in that case, to me, that would not be that would be a luxury. If there are meds for it, you could boil down to being eliminated from the gene pool. Let's say certain humans can live with stress while others can't. Yes, of course. I mean, it's just that, just like stress and pain tolerance, like people can have bigger stress or pain tolerance. I would say in my case, mentally speaking, I can tolerate whatever. But in terms of stress, when it comes to my stomach, maybe my stomach is not that well prepared for that. But yeah, some people just cannot really handle the pain. Oh, well, I thought that I could do that. I guess some moves are still not parable. Whatever. I wanted to do one thing. Forgot to do that. Okay, let's go. Yes, but you're forgetting about, like, right now the biggest way to evolve for us humans right now would be gene editing. Like right now, like natural selection and, you know, regular evolution would not really matter as much. Because that's like the way we're going. Kind of want to parry him, but I feel like there's no good moves to parry. It's like either unparryable or I'm tag that I should not worry about parrying. Whatever. So like, that's why I normally don't really parry much. It ends up being like something like super specific that you need to just wait for the most part. And you're better off just doing other things, I feel like, in general, in this game. Yeah, of course, you can evolve in a certain way that it could be favorable for your particular situation as a species, right? But then that would limit your genetic traits in a way that it would make you less likely to survive to a different environment. So in a sense, the best way to preserve, like evolution-wise, the best way to preserve a species, or you know, for the species to not die in general, would be to have as much variety on the genes as possible. You know. And in that case, like, you'd not be talking about like the survival of a particular species, but like the survival of wow. Okay, that was, I mean, the survival of the gene pool, I would say. Because the thing is, like, if a species evolves enough, then it differentiates enough from the origin species, and it just becomes a different species, right? Because it, you know, the moment that it no longer is able to breed with the original one, then, you know, it is no longer the same species. Well, I mean, even if it can breed, if the descendants are not able to. Yeah, there would be a different species. Yeah. Just like with tigers and lions, for example, you know, ligers, tigons. Anyways, speaking about tigers and cats and whatnot, let's talk about the other topic that I wanted to talk about. We've been talking about this for like over an hour, which I am happy with, by the way. I am actually more than happy talking about this thing. Oh fuck. So yeah, speaking about that, there's something that usually when they talk about genetic editing on humans and, you know, like how they would change, well, on humans or whatever, but, you know, in this case it would be with humans, they don't really talk about it. They just do like curing, preventing, enhancing, and super enhancing, right? There's also like the potential for cosmetic ones, you know. It's like genetically different, but not because it is more advantageous, but because it is more cosmetically pleasing. So that's when genetic editing for humans to look a certain way would be implemented if it was going to be accepted. So in that case, I would say the likeliest scenario, let's just imagine that it is accepted. I think it will be like kind of like the same as the enhancements. It will be only performed, at least mostly, it will only be performed on somatic cells, not on, like it would not pass down to future generations. Yes, exactly. But again, like right here, when we're talking about like gene editing and whatnot, we're not talking about like natural selection or natural evolution. We're talking about artificial evolution and how that would be implemented. So right here, yes, like it would be more favorable for picking a partner and all that stuff, like, you know, aesthetically pleasing stuff. It is something that is important for partner picking everywhere. But when you take into consideration how potentially like universal the gene editing could be in the future, it would not be evolutionary relevant. Like it would basically just be like evolution would not really be applicable in the traditional sense, at least. But yeah, I can think, you could think of it as you could think about this topic as something akin to having tattoos or piercings, you know, like some people do. They just do that. You know, they are also forever, right? In theory, forever. It depends. So yeah, you would just modify your genes just to be a certain way, be it aesthetically or performance-wise or whatever. But you would do that, right? Yes. Yeah, but like the main thing here, the main two barriers, so to speak, yo Pancor, in case you are enjoying the conversation, the main two barriers when we are talking about all of this are, not barriers, but things to consider, I guess you could say, are the topic of what is ethically correct or what should be allowed ethically. But also like the the limitations on that, right? Like how fast can we get there as well. So those two are the main two topics when it comes to. This is a great conversation. Yeah, I know. To this thing. Obviously, there is also now that Joey is joining the conversation again. There's also the topic about. By the way, all of this while having the cat ears. By the way. No tail though, sadly. So yeah. There's also the topic of like not only genetic editing, aesthetically or not, whatever. It's also like cybernetic enhancements or modifications. That is also another topic. So I would say that if we have like a just say quote unquote total freedom, quote unquote total freedom, okay? Just visualize that. When it comes to gene editing, I think it would be it would be something that you would in general, like you say a country or worldwide or whatever, you would control that the population is healthy gene-wise, obviously, and also with other aspects as well, but in this topic of conversation, gene-wise would be like healthy. And then you would probably avoid any kind of further modification that could go that could that would be displayed as a trait in future generations, right? Just to avoid extra editing work and ethical problems and all that stuff, right? But then, as an individual, you probably like it would be probably something like along like the lines of like from 18 onwards, you are free to edit your genes in a particular way, like just to look the way you want or whatever. That is something that it could be a thing in the future. I'm not saying that it would be, but I would say it is possible that would be like a probable future. Okay, I'll check what you said in a moment. Should lab-grown cat girls have the same rights like humans? We can talk about that as a like. This would not be exactly the same topic. We can talk about that. Well, I'll read you guys in a moment. Again, you just put 15 Constitution because yes. Is there a? By the way, is there a good Odachi set that is not heavy? Anyways, read about the epigenetics sometime. It's wild stuff. Genes changing over time. You know, I have a book about genetics that I've yet to read because I'm lazy. So you can have genetical twins that end up with vastly different DNA as they get older. Yes, just because of you could just edit your genes that way because you just want to. Like, obviously there will always be some kind of limitations, but broadly speaking, I would say those would be the ones. You know, the main ones. 2-3 piece on your warrior. I think it's a good movie. Getaka situation is more likely. You cannot change your genes, but you pick the best ones for your kids. I think you would be able to change your genes in a particular way. Just with limitations. There'll be like a lot of limitations. But I would say you could be doing that. It would be like kind of like, obviously not as basic as tattoos or piercings, but it would be kind of like that. It depends on how, you know, on what level we reach. You know, on how easy and expensive it is to edit genes, you know. Wait, bro, imagine healing when you press the heal button. That'd be crazy. I know. What a sensation. Oh yeah, you said that Kamaitachi was parable, right? I should probably try that. Oh wow. Someone please think about the pharma company. Won't someone think of the billionaires? So. Yeah, poor billionaires. It reminds me of like those people who defend like their billionaire company for doing certain things. The fucking fanatics. Oh yeah, there's another. I forgot that there was like an Odachi there. Is it even worthwhile? I feel like it's just better to just have like the corruption. I swear, Mumio is here to just fucking ruin every fucking chance of doing a grapple. Wow, okay. Okay, I'm gonna die here unless I get really lucky and play perfect. Let's reach out. Then they have great genes, and after a few generations, humans would be massively better than current. Like Rolo was saying though, who's to say you would pick well? You might pick broad shoulders, and then in 30 years, its shoulders are desired. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there will be things like you would select for your own, not for your descendants. Like, it'll be just somatic. You might select cat girl, but in the future everyone wants squirrel girl or wolf girl. Won't anyone think about the wolf girls? Gataka was about removing tendencies for disease or addiction from your DNA. If we do that, what about the pharma companies? Just spent $250 for an allergy shot for your dog and it didn't even work. Poor girl, her skin is all red. 31 life on a dream. Yeah. Okay, so we reach the chat. We catch up with the chat. So the other thing that we were talking about, like the rollover, you mentioned like the genetically modified cat girls for domestic ownage or whatever it's called. So in that sense, how would that work? So I think that would ethically that would be like weird, because okay, let's just let's go from this premise. Intelligence, like a certain level of intelligence, would be desired, of course, because you probably want to talk, right? But then at the same time, how would the rest be? Because, you know, if we think of intelligence as human-like, then that would not. Wouldn't that be more akin to slavery again? I don't know, it's like a weird topic. Like, would it just be like intelligent enough to talk with cat traits and human traits? Yes, I was talking about that earlier. Tesla, Joy. Like there's the thing with telomerasa. As far as I know, there's one woman who has injected telomerasa on her. But right now we don't, like, there's people who say, I think there was one scientist that told her that she would just get cancer from that. But in theory, if theoretically that would not really happen, that would be more like quite the opposite. Like she would never get cancer. Or she would be like way less likely to get cancer. But it depends on how you look at it. You don't need to be sterile. I mean, I can see why you say that, but maybe some people would not prefer that. Like it can have 1/4 cat human combination. Yeah, that goes back to the topic of like the somatic cells, and you know, like how much of a. Because okay, let's go from this point of view. They don't really have to be sterile if they are not even human enough. You know what I mean? Like in what you just said, like you would not be able to breed with them, but they would not be sterile. Because you would be like different species. Would be incompatible in a sense. But even then, you could make it so, like, depending on your level of control to with the genes, you could make it so that never happens. You know, like the typical like there would always be regular cat human, like they would not take on the human traits that would like change it, for example. Like there's several ways to go about this. If you're, again, all of this is theoretical, and you know, like it depends on the limitations of the genes, because you know it's not like, oh yeah, there's a gene for this, there's a gene for that. No, that's when you change one gene, that gene can be can affect several traits, and maybe one particular trait, one phenotype, is or you know, yeah, one trait in general can be attributed to a particular combination of genes. Or like think about like the people who have Down or Turner. You know, it's about like one or less chromosome. And obviously, chromosomes are a collection of genes, a big collection of genes. So it would not be one gene changing that, and you know, having that that trait. Yo, buenas tardes, Aaron Barreto. Welcome, bienvenido. Ah, it's not this way, the other way. So yeah, like it all depends on how advanced we can be with genetic editing, you know, and with that limitation, with those limitations, like how ethically correct or how much of a ethic dilemma is to change the genes, you know, in a particular way or another. Because right now, let's just say that. So what the technique that we have right now, that like you could say the technique, because it's like the one that they basically always use, which is CRISPR, to do some gen splicing, you know. we don't have full control of it always. Like it's just so. Again, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but the idea is that we need to know exactly what happens when you change a particular gene and you put another gene. So that would need experiments, and you would also need to have full control on that editing. You know, like it cannot be a dirty edit; it has to be a clean one. And once you know all of that, then you would say, okay, you can do this, you can do that. But until then, it is not ethical to change them, right? What? From Brazil, okay. Thank you for the good luck. Obrigado. Obrigado por la boa sorte. You correct me. What do we want here? Yeah, I guess Groundquake is good. Grapple damage. Okay, thank you. Low, strong into highlight. Yeah, I've been using it. You're not paying attention. Not paying attention, bro. Yes, I haven't used it in this last fight, but I've been using it in some fights. For example, on Maeda. How? How is it possible? I don't get it, man. Incredible. Oh, man. This doesn't fucking work, man. Anyways, since we're on the topic, anything else that you guys want to talk about this specifically? Theoretical physics. Maybe. Why am I unable to do this right now, man? I swear. Ah. Why can't I fucking do it anymore? I swear. Thank you. I swear. One Asian Hornet versus 10 African bees. Asian Hornet. Easy. The only bees that actually have a system of defending against the giant Asian Hornet are the Japanese bees, and they need hundreds of bees in order to defeat one Hornet. So yeah, it's kind of easy versus. Yo, Kevin Ramon, welcome. I'm gonna fucking have to kill that stupid thing. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they have enough firepower. Or, not firepower, but like Neo 2 as much as I do. Well, normally casually you have more damage than I do here, in general. It's more about like the how much damage I can actually deal with the limited time that I can do. Yeah, technically, compared to a regular playthrough, yeah, I'm definitely underleveled. The thing is, I never feel underleveled in this game. Unless I don't level up at all. But, I don't know, I never feel like I have low level if I've been leveling up. Even if I don't play casually.
年寄りに年寄り呼ばわりされるとはのここに封印されしかつて日の本を恐怖に陥れたあやかしばかりこの国の平穏を喜ばぬやから
In fact, like the equipment is way more important than the level. Okay, whatever, let's just fight. I'm tired of it, let's just going around the fucking place. What? Well, what happened to my people? Well, it's like what I was saying. It's not even on your opinion. It is actually much worse. Because the biggest damage comes from your equipment. And also damage reduction, I guess, comes from your equipment. You also have the set bonuses and everything. Like levels help, of course. But yeah, the gear is much more important. You could say that the main effect of levels is often just like how much you can benefit from the gear because of your level. You forgot how to run for a second? Yeah. I've not done a speedrun in a while for this game. Well, I guess I've not done a speedrun in a while, period. Bro, imagine kick also. Hit that attack. You want to buy some Telomorphs? Maybe it's some Telomerasa? Maybe? Fuck. Fuck. You was called and you got transferred to a new division? Damn. Insane. Wild start of the day. Indeed. Ah, I need to change this. Ah, why is the fan not working when I want it to work? You have any tips for Ren and Niotengo at all? I haven't fought them in forever. Niotengo is a big pain in the ass. Ren is more manageable in my opinion, but it's still kinda concerning. Depending what weapon. Or weapons. Tato. Fuck. Oh man. What's that? Oh, stop wasting my time, bro. The GAI skill is such a waste under this strike, yeah. Yeah, it is not very strong. Oh well. It should be stronger for sure. I'm gonna have to do like a small break after this because I really need to fix the ceiling fan. No, it's not the ceiling fan, it's the fucking controller for it. Okay, give me 1 second because I'm fucking dying. Yo no lo entiendo, vuelve a no funcionar esto. Pero que el botón ese, el botón, el mismo botón. A ver. No hay que desenroscar. Te lo dejo y continúo, que estoy haciendo otras cosas. Es que no, necesito que no tener super cama. No funciona, sí, ya lo ves por la luz.
¿Es que no se enciende esto?
Sí, te lo estoy diciendo. Ya, sí.
Pues,
que estoy haciendo otras cosas, entonces, avísame cuando estés. Ya, es que, sí, no me gusta hacer esto, pero es que no tengo hora.
Solamente diré cómo hacerlo y lo haces tú.
Ya, sí, es que... Bueno, en fin. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna actually change a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I wish they would rebalance like the weapons, the weapon skills. I'm gonna end up like needing to start playing with a PC, man, instead of like a PS5, because man, it is a fucking radiator. It's crazy. By the way, Kevin, you didn't tell me what weapons you're using. Wanted to help you, but you didn't tell me what weapons. Very nice. Firefly Blade. The wife of Blade. By the way, for speaking of that, for people around right now, would you guys be interested in me like doing like going back to showing some streams, you know, doing some streams of ZZZ or HSR, you know, Zenless Zone Zero or Honkai Star Realm, or nah? Thank you, Aaron. Arigato, obrigado. What am I doing? Nice. All your projects are no longer your problem, they are not replacing you. It's like I put down a heavy backpack. Nice. So I didn't read that before, Joy. Gonna miss the message. Oh, I forgot to equip things. Man, somehow I completely forgot to equip things in this run. Like, I 100% forgot. So I've been missing out some damage here and there. coming. I don't know what happened, why I didn't dodge, but whatever. Let me equip something, because I completely forgot about it. Somehow, I don't know why. Cool. We have a set. Like, why didn't that work? Mystery. Just bullet push abuse.
Oh man. 何やら関係があるようじゃの。
こたびはこういうか。手入れをする家臣は大変じゃろうて。と。
Nice. Yo, say, welcome. Fine. Best weapons in Neo 2 for you. Oh, what? Sorry. Doesn't matter. It's against this. Let me just recover. Okay, now it's full HP. Okay, that's fine. So no one can say anything. Go destroy that for a moment to start attacking with that.
そうか、お主が太閤様の。
Odachi and Fist, and for me, for you? Like, you mean like your favorite ones? I mean, it is not impossible, just less engaging. Also, high again. Sexy thing. With the rules. Follow. What am I doing? Ah. Well, I got confused with what I want to do. Could have done it in 2 cycles if I didn't lose that much DPS earlier, probably. Just for me being like very unoptimal with what I did there because of the confusion. Another firefly. Give me 1 second, let's see. Okay, we can do the dojo. Gotta be. Okay. Fix the issue that I had with the fan, with the ceiling fan. Okay, let's continue. So parries in this game are almost useless. Okay, let's see. What can we get? Ah. Yeah, this would be like the other one that I would want probably. No, not that one. There's another one. No. Yeah, this one. This one would be the one. Whatever. Yeah, I think I'll probably just finish any percent today. It was a bit slower than what I expected, the Odachi. I don't have enough of a margin. Because I could try to do the DLCs today, but I don't think I have enough time. And I prefer to use, if I'm gonna leave it at some point, I prefer to leave it after the 100%. Did you get Castoris, by the way, Rodor? I forgot if you did.
何やら騒がしいと思ったらまったくよ天地が動くとは一体何事じゃ
わしが聞きたいくらいじゃ。木の根に押し上げられておるようじゃが、天地を動かすほどの力とは。
お主にもわからぬことがあるとはの。この先は何が起こるかもはや読めぬ。用心するがよい。
石ころが見せる夢の代償とは誰が言ったんだったか。お前も去っていくのか、秀の字。
I don't know if you can you parry this stage. Fuck. I don't remember. Can you parry the living weapon state of this guy with what the fuck is it called? With Baltimore? If you can, I'll try. If not, then I guess that makes it easier. Maybe the basic combo. So you don't know? Well, I thought you knew. Such disappointment. What? But you used to be able to just parry everything with Baltimore. Now you cannot even... Like, it's just like a fucking regular parry or what? I don't know, I'll just ignore the parry. This is what I was saying, like... I feel like parries in this game are kinda useless. For the most part. Like, they're not very good. Not very reliable. I mean, you can do setups, of course, but yeah, in general, it is not your best option. Attack the parry. I feel like that's not the issue. What am I doing? Oh. Let's just forget about parrying this guy. Come on. Oh wow, I did not remember that having so much range with the follow-up. Well. Well, not all of them, like the Shrike and some others are not perfect blocks, it's just that this one, for example, is a perfect block. But, of course, it doesn't work with everything. Just with some random shit. Bro. I just love the random recovery times that this guy has. You're gonna get the Stellar Blade PC version, bro? So you're saying that the Rise of the Ronin parry is better? Because I disagree. I think the best kind of parry is the Thymesia parry. I think they did that really well. Oh yeah, I forgot. What, bro? Seriously? Bro, what is this fucking timing for everything? Dodge? What is it? What is the dodge? Wow. Good fuck. Okay. 2 more bosses before the end of the 100%. Let's see if we can parry this fool. Oh well, it's not. Can you switch to the sword? Thank you. What? Oh damn. How long is the tunnel? Yes, just fucking flowing shadow. Oh man. That's why like the parries is not very worthwhile. You just keep doing like a skill that you cannot parry. Wow. maybe not. Bro, like seriously, like just for trying to parry, it's just like losing so much. What? Bro. Bro. Like I'm gonna stop trying to parry. Honestly, it's just stupid. See how easy it's gonna be without trying to parry all the time. Okay, now he's been a troll either way, but still. Like the moment that I try to parry, it's just like he can start doing like some shenanigans and just the fight is ruined. Like parry in this game is basically only for fancy shenanigans. It's not useful. Okay. Final mission of the 100%.
You all set? Let's go.
Why am I unable to do that nowadays? Oh, I swear. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, let's go. I got time, so I'm gonna try, just for the memes, I'm gonna try to bulletin board Takamaru for a little bit at least. If the game lets me actually connect the block. Doesn't seem like that connected. I don't know. Maybe it is impossible to parry that attack, even though I would say it is the one that it should be parable. We'll not try to parry anymore. What? Putísima madre, man. Well, okay, through. Toma, ¿no? Die to the fire. Anyways, GG's. I'm gonna actually wait for the cutscenes to, for me to skip all the cutscenes. But I'll continue this next stream. No. Yeah. Yeah, we're missing almost 20k there. Okay, GG's. We'll continue next time. We have this weird, awkward situation where I'm like, I've ended the stream, like I'm ending the stream, and it's like the moment where people are the least active for a long time, and it's like, okay, I guess I'll just end the stream. Bye bye, see ya.